The Pink Tie Fair is an annual fundraising event. All proceeds from the event are given to breast cancer patients who have local ties to Kinston, North Carolina, and who are currently receiving treatment. This year, due to COVID 19, we were unable to come out and hold our party with a purpose in order to celebrate the lives of breast cancer survivors and warriors, as well as to honor lost loved ones. If you would like to make a donation that will be used to bless those currently in the fight for their lives, you can do so by clicking the donate button on our Facebook page, through our website, via our Cash App, or by mailing your donations to 700 Eagle Road, Kinston, North Carolina 28501. All donations should be made out to LRH Breast Cancer Foundation.
Good evening. Welcome to the fourth annual Pink Tie Affair. I'm Ashton Milton with the Luetta Roberts Hemby Breast Cancer Foundation. We are excited to bring this event to you this evening virtually. We hope that you leave here inspired and ready to make a difference.
Thank you, Ashton. And good evening, everyone. Welcome to the fourth annual Pink Tie Affair. You guys have no idea how much we appreciate you spending time with us on this Saturday evening. It's so many other places that you could have chosen to go, but you chose to spend a little time with us. And for that, we are so gracious. For those of you who do not know, I'm Keisha Fields. I'm the founder of the Luetta Roberts Hemby Breast Cancer Foundation, and this is my breast cancer story. 2016, I was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer. Triple negative breast cancer is one of the most aggressive forms of breast cancer. I had surgery. I endured 5 months of chemotherapy and 6 weeks of radiation. It was during that time that I decided that I wanted to reach back and help others as they went through the same fight. So from that, the Pink Tie Affair and this foundation was born. In 2017, in honor of my grandmother, the late Louetta Roberts Henby, who lost her battle with breast cancer at 38. Me, along with Lulu's girls, who are the direct female descendants of my grandmother, her daughters, her granddaughters, and her great-granddaughters, joined me to start this foundation.
Hi everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Bria Fields. I'm one of Lulu's girls and a dedicated member of the Louetta Roberts Henby Breast Cancer Foundation. As a foundation, we pledge our support to current warriors and breast cancer survivors with ties to Lenoir County. We pledge to dedicate our time and provide resources to lighten the financial burden of a breast cancer diagnosis. And we pledge to educate our community about this deadly disease. However, we realize that we cannot do this alone, but together we make a difference. Thank you for joining us another year at the Pink Tie Affair. God bless you and your families.
This year we chose to roll out the Real Men Wear Pink campaign. We decided to do a challenge. And the challenge was that we asked men to support us during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We asked them to support us by posting on their social medias their support of breast cancer awareness. And secondly, we asked them to fundraise for the cause. The fundraiser that was chosen this year is for a 50-inch smart TV. Tickets are currently on sale, $10. All proceeds go to local cancer patients. If you're interested in winning a smart TV, please see Jamie Fields, Sheila O'Neill, or Barnell Wiggins. Thank you.
One in 8 women have a lifetime risk of developing breast cancer. The most significant risk factors for developing breast cancer include being female and aging. 95% of all breast cancers in the United States occur in women 40 and over. Breast cancer deaths have declined since 1990 due to early detection, better screening, increased awareness, and new treatment options. Women who get regularly screened for breast cancer have a 47% lower risk of dying from the disease compared to those who do not. The United States has more than 3.5 million breast cancer survivors, and is the largest group of all cancer survivors. On a yearly basis, there are 220,000 women diagnosed with breast cancer in the United States and 6,000 women diagnosed with breast cancer in North Carolina. On a yearly basis, there are 40,000 deaths in the United States and 1,000 deaths in North Carolina. It is projected that Lenoir County will have 69 new breast cancer cases and 9 deaths. Lenoir County has the second highest cancer rate in North Carolina. Breast cancer is the second leading cause of cancer deaths globally among women. Every 2 minutes, a woman is diagnosed with breast cancer in the United States, And every minute, somewhere in the world, a woman dies from breast cancer. That means that 1,400 women die every day from breast cancer. 1 in 1,000 men have a lifetime risk of developing breast cancer. On a yearly basis, there are 2,670 men diagnosed with breast cancer in the United States and 500 deaths. The information presented was found through government sources and the Kinston Free Press.
One of the biggest blessings in what I'm able to do here at the foundation is that it allows me to build some awesome, beautiful relationships with people. It was at the first annual Pink Tie Fair that a mutual friend introduced me to Betty Duran. Betty, who was a breast cancer survivor and a massage therapist, was eager to jump in there to offer her services to breast cancer patients. She was offering her services to the foundation to, in whatever capacity needed. She wanted to donate her skills, her services, and her time. At the second annual Pink Tie Fair, Betty attended. And it was at that time that we made a call to the people to have them make a pledge, to agree to this pledge. And the gist of the pledge was that you will be an advocate of your good health. So many times we put our health on the back burner. And this pledge was basically saying that I'm going to advocate for my own good health. And if something is wrong with me, I'm going to get it checked out. If I'm not getting the responses or the attention to whatever this problem is, and I know my body and I know something is wrong, I'm going to advocate for my health so that I can, whatever the issue is can be resolved. So it was after that Pink Tie Fair that she mentioned to me that she was having issues with her, with headaches. And she went and got it checked out. When she was back in contact with me, she made me aware that breast cancer had returned and it had metastasized in her body. And at this point, it had moved to her brain. What people don't realize is that breast cancer can metastasize. That means it can move throughout your body. And in Betty's case, it had moved to her brain. Betty went through a lot of different treatments. It was hard, but she was a trooper. And she really did well with the treatments. So in 2019, at the third annual Pink Tie Fair, we decided to honor Betty. We decided to make Betty one of the people that we wanted to bless financially as she went through her fight with breast cancer that at that time was in her brain. So at the third annual Pink Tie Fair, as we honored Betty, we allowed her to tell her story, her breast cancer story. And she did it so beautifully as her little son stood by her side. She inspired so many people with her story, what she'd been through and what she was going through. Which brings me to the fourth annual Pink Tie Fair. This is the first Pink Tie Fair that Betty won't be a part of. Not due to COVID-19, but because on July 31st of this year, Betty lost her battle with breast cancer. We wanted to take time in this particular event to honor Betty again, even in her absence. She was an outstanding volunteer. She stepped in and donated whenever she was able, and she was always available to us. And Betty, we just want you to know that we love you and we miss you dearly. You will never be forgotten. Thank you for everything that you did in this foundation. You will truly forever be missed.
When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea below the roll, whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. Though Satan should buffet, though trials should come, let this blessed assurance control that Christ has regarded my helpless estate and hath shed his own blood for my soul. It is well with my soul. It is Good evening. I'm Bobby Hill with the Louetta Roberts Hemby Breast Cancer Foundation, and our mission is to support breast cancer patients and to create awareness in our community. Some of the things that we have in place to allow us to do this is that we have a network of survivors who volunteer their time to support current breast cancer warriors by simply sharing their experiences and answering questions and just checking in on them. We provide resources and share information with breast cancer patients, caregivers, and those who simply are seeking information about breast cancer. We are making the difference in the lives of people who are touched by breast cancer by creating services and resources that will help them during their fight. To find out more about what we do, please visit us online at www.lrhbreastcancerfoundation.com. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Faith Brown. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I wanted to take a quick minute to say thank you to Keisha Fields for inviting me to be a part of this wonderful event. Thank you for thinking enough of me to ask me to sing. I just want to say to those of you who are battling cancer or who know someone who is battling cancer, I'm sending my love, my prayers, positive vibes to you guys. I have had, up close and personal experience with cancer. I lost my mother in 2015, so I empathize deeply with you, and hopefully the words in this song will lift your spirits up just a little bit. So I'm going to just sing a little something, and I'm going to get on out your way. Okay, here we go. You've got dreams and you've got goals. There's a vision burning down in your soul. Hold on. There's nothing that you can't do. Gotta be driven, motivated to stir up the gift that God's placed in you. Hold on. The future's looking bright, so no matter how hard it seems, never give up, always believe, and hold on to your. You gotta keep your head up high, 'cause you know that it's gonna be alright after a while. Yeah. So don't lose hope. Put a smile on your face, 'cause you know that this storm won't last always. So no matter how hard it seems, never give up, always believe, and hold on to your dream.
Good evening. My name is Patricia Harris, and I am a breast cancer survivor. I am here this evening to share with you the experience that I had and the benefits that I received from the Louetta Roberts Hemby Breast Cancer Foundation and how they helped me on my journey. October the 4th, 2019, I was scheduled to have breast surgery. 4 days prior to my surgery, I was called by my doctor's office, and the secretary told me that I would have to have X amount of dollars paid 2 days prior to my surgery. I told her I didn't have that kind of money, and I asked her if I could make down payment and make monthly payments on it. And she told me no. She said that I would have to have it all at one time, or they would have to reschedule my surgery. And I'm thinking to myself, I know that this lump has to come out of my breast. I know the danger that I have if it stays there because it can grow. But my thing was I didn't know who to turn to. I didn't know where to go. Didn't know who to talk to or ask anything. And then I thought, what can I do? But later on through the day, I began on my journey and I ran into one of the girls who I was in chemotherapy with. And I began to tell her my problem and sharing with her what I was going through and letting her know how devastated I was. And she said, Miss Pat, have you ever heard of the Louetta Roberts Hemby Breast Cancer Foundation? And I said, no, I've never heard of that. Tell me more about it. So she began to explain to me what the foundation was. And then I asked her, well, do you know how to get in contact with anybody? Who do you know? So she told me, yes, ma'am, I know. And she gave me the number. The number that she gave me was to Miss Keisha Fields. I immediately called Keisha. And in the process of talking to her, I began to explain to her what was going on with me. And I asked her, do you think that there's anything that y'all can do for me? And Keisha said to me, yes, ma'am, Miss Pat, we can help you. And she asked me, how long do you have before you have to pay the money? And I told her I had 2 days. And she said, well, I tell you, Miss Pat, we'll get back in contact with you. The next day, Miss Fields called me and told me that they would be able to help me. And she wrote me a check for the amount that I needed for my doctor's office, and I was able to have my surgery on time. Today, I am very grateful to Keisha Fields because if it had not been for Miss Fields and the foundation, I would have not been able to have my surgery on time. Keisha, I love you, darling. Thank you for all you did to help me. I thank the foundation for all that y'all did to help me. Keisha and I have remained friends since my ordeal, and I love her because she's such a sweet person. Keisha, thank you so much for all that you and your foundation did for me. God bless you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Akeisha Rhodes. My friends and family just call me Keisha. I'm 42 years of age. I became diagnosed July 30th of this year with triple negative breast cancer. When I found out my diagnosis, it hit me like a Mack truck at full speed. It's like I blacked out. I couldn't see anything. It was just a big oh no, like why? But I discovered my lump on my own July 1st, just doing a random check under my armpit for fatty tissue that I was told that I had once before. My last mammogram was actually January 23rd of this year, and my results came back that everything was good, no lumps detected. But on this particular night, as I checked under my armpit, I saw that I had rested my finger on something very hard in my breast, and it was a hardness that I had never felt before. So immediately I became in denial, and I said, well, let me give it a couple of days and then I'll check it again. So on the 4th of July, it began to feel like hot pins were attacking that one area, and it was warm to the touch. So I immediately made a doctor's appointment and was seen that following Monday. And once my doctor felt it, after I had to pinpoint out where it was, because she really didn't feel it herself at first, she immediately referred me to a radiologist for a mammogram. So they did the ultrasound and the mammogram July 20th. July 28th, I had a biopsy. And July 30th, I was told that I had 6 or 7 spots that they saw, different masks that they saw, but out of all 6 or 7, there was one that was cancerous. That blew my mind. It immediately turned my whole life upside down, inside out. I have a 5-year-old daughter, and it's just us. And so all of that became very frightening to me on what to do, what's next. All I've ever heard about breast cancer was like, a lot of negative things, and I've never known anyone personally until I knew Keisha Fields, which is one of my neighbors in Kinston, that she had gone through the fight of breast cancer as well and did great. And she is like a mentor of mine now, along with Sheila O'Neal and Rita. And I just appreciate them so much with kind of like coaching me, giving me good advice, good tips. Um, I'm forever grateful. And Shima Bright as well. I really, really appreciate the help and support from these ladies. So far, I'm on my just had my fourth treatment of chemo yesterday. Feeling good, just a little tired. But my word of advice to everyone: please check yourself. Even if you get a mammogram done, just constantly know your body. Feel around on your breast to make sure you don't feel anything abnormally hard, especially around your underarm area. Don't be afraid to make exam appointments, because it's very crucial. The type that I have is very aggressive, so it grows fast. And I just thank God daily, that I coincidentally found this lump on my breast. And men and women, it's very rare with men, but I'm sure it's needed to know that you also could be affected by breast cancer. And for all my ladies out there, just continue to check your breasts, continue to get your mammograms, get genetic testing, get it all done if you have to. If it runs deeply in your family, make sure you get yourself checked. It does not run in my family. I'm the first to have breast cancer in my immediate family. It is not mine. It is in the hands of God. And I know that He is with me 100%. I am strong. My faith is strong. I just encourage everyone to check yourself, get your mammograms, know your body, know what feels right, know what feels bad, not right, abnormal. And I just thank Him daily for me seeing another day, for me getting better each and every day. And may we fight this fight together. And no one is alone. And I love you all. And I hope everyone does what they need to do. And faith over fear. That's what it is all day. Take care. This is Keisha Rhodes. I love you all. Have a good day.
Since our inception in 2017, we've been fortunate to have a dedicated group of volunteers who have assisted us in various capacities throughout the year. As you can imagine, the need is great, and it never hurts to have an extra set of hands. If you live in the Lenoir County area and you are interested in volunteering with our organization, please send an email expressing your area of interest to volunteer@lrhbreastcancerfoundation.org. And if you don't live in Lenoir County and you still want to volunteer, we encourage you to seek out both local and national breast cancer organizations. There are so many organizations throughout the United States who work tirelessly day in and day out trying to make a difference in the lives of breast cancer patients. And I can assure you that they would love to have your help. And although we are in the midst of a global pandemic, breast cancer gives not one care for our current situation. One thing that we know for sure, every day during this pandemic, someone has been given a new breast cancer diagnosis. So if you're able, we would love for you to donate to our organization. You can do so via the website at our donate tab at www.lrhbreastcancerfoundation.org. Thank you.
Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in with us tonight. We appreciate you taking time to stick this thing out with us. This is our first virtual event. It wasn't planned. We honestly weren't ready, but it was too important not to have. No, we didn't get the delicious food this year, the beautiful decor. We didn't get the ticket sales. But the message was too important not to give. Because tonight someone could have heard something that's going to make them become an advocate for their own good health. Someone's going to get checked out that was trying to act like it wasn't going on, it wasn't there. Someone's going to circle back and help that relative who's sick, who might have a smile on their face when they see them, but need their help. I challenge you, on top of your good health, and prayerfully it will stay that way, that you will help people in your life that are going through not just breast cancer, but going through some challenge in their life, especially with their health, because there's days that they may not have strength to go get groceries, to stand in the kitchen and cook. Call them. I'm about to get a plate. What you want? I'm in the grocery store. What can I get you? When I say we're in this fight together, I mean we're in this fight together. That's how we're going to make a difference. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can make a difference. So thank you for not allowing me to fight alone. Thank you for tuning in this evening. Thank you to everybody who came together with me to make this thing happen. Thank you to the people who performed. Thank you to the people who put this beautiful virtual event together. Thank you to Lulu's girls who helped make my dream happen. Support me in whatever I dream of, what I want to accomplish with this foundation. They have my back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you that we came together and made this thing happen, even with COVID-19. Because guess what? Somebody just like me is still fighting. I just had chemo on Thursday. Not many people know I've been straight chemo last year and a half straight. From every week, every other week, every 3 weeks, I'm always in the doctor's office. But you know what? I'm thankful. It could have been another way. I'm glad that I went to the doctor and was able to get diagnosed so that I had a dog in the fight. I can fight this thing. It could have just snuck up on me and got me. But because I continue to go to the doctor, I was able to find out that it was still in my body, metastasized to my lungs. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed again that breast cancer had metastasized to my lungs. I was told that I had 1 year to 18 months to live. It's been 2 years. Not just 2 years, 2 pretty good years. I had my days But it's been 2 pretty good years. Yes, things are limited with me, not as active as I have been in the past, but I'm doing pretty good. I've been able to get on some good trials, medication that they told me my body would reject after 3 months. I was on one medication for over a year. I'm still here. I go to the doctor, and my doctor's like, I love you. You inspire me. I'm still here. And just to give you guys a taste of something else, 2 years ago, I was told that I would be gone in a year, maybe a year and a half. It's been over 2 years. I had a CT scan. This is real personal. It's my business, but I'm telling you. Had a CT scan last week. Got the results on last Friday. That I, for the very first time since I've been dealing with this stuff, cancer has shrunk in my body. Now the lot is not gone, but for the very first time, after the expiration date that they gave me, cancer has shrunk in my body. The doctor showed me where one of the largest spots that had been attached to airways. She tried to explain to me something in your lungs, something that it was attached to that helps with your breathing. And she showed me where in June it was attached. And when they did it last week, it was no longer attached. It was still there. It still had some size to it, but it was no longer attached and affected my breathing. And other spots in both my left and right lungs were smaller. If I would have gave up, I wouldn't even have a chance to get better. So thank you for attending the 4th annual Pink Tie Fair. I hope you got something from it. I hope you walk away inspired and a little bit more educated on what's going on. I hope that you walk away an advocate for your own good health. Thank you, everybody, and good night.